Hey everyone, this is Josh with Josh Wright Piano TV. Today we'll be doing a video segment on Pearly sound. This concept was presented to me by my teacher, by other people. It really came when I was listening to the works of Murray Pariah, as he's played a lot of Bach, Mozart, Chopin, Beethoven. All those different composers present a lot of passages that require, I guess, a really light touch. What we want to do today is to go over some concepts about how we can create a pearly, light, clear, beautiful, fleeting sound. I think that's a big problem for a lot of people, is the tone quality suffers when we're caught up with technique. So how can we make both coincide? This video is in response to Carrie, who had asked specifically about the Chopin Nocturne in D-flat major, Opus 27, number 2. And anyone wanting to hear that piece, I would definitely listen to a lot of different recordings of it. I've actually recorded it. You can check it out on my website at joshwrightpiano.com. And the passage that he was asking about is the really quick passage after the final recap of the theme. And I'm just going to go ahead and play this a little bit under tempo to start out with, so we can kind of hear what we're looking at. So that passage, there's a lot of notes going on for this left hand, which actually in full tempo is more along these lines. So I'm going to go ahead and play it full tempo now. So how do we get kind of that lighter touch and fast fleeting notes without being heavy? I remember this is kind of how I used to play. I used to play really a little bit more connected and a little bit more heavy and muddy. I was trying to get it lighter, but I didn't know how. So it was more like, you know, and the fingers are definitely not nearly as clear. So what we want to do is, how do we get that nice pearly sound like that? I think the answer really came from me when I was listening to Murray Pariah's Chopin concerto in F minor. And he plays this little passage, and I listened to it again and again. I probably listened to it 30 or 40 times just to figure out how is he doing that. It's this passage, and I'm definitely nowhere near anywhere where Pariah's playing is, but I'm going to try and imitate him as close as I can. After a lot of work to try and get it to sound more like his. It goes like this. It's a lot more floating and just kind of airy sounding than the way I used to play it, which was kind of like this. There's nothing inherently wrong with that way I used to play it, but there's nothing magical about it either. How do we get to that magical point that Pariah creates when it's a little bit more transcendent, a little bit more kind of just trickling down the keys? I think the secret behind this is the spacing in between notes. I just tried again and again when I was younger to play that so softly and so lightly, but anything I did, I could never really achieve in a full tempo the sound he was getting. And the answer came that there's a little bit of space, a little separation between each key. It's not a sharp staccato by any means, but it is a little bit of separation. So fast, in a fast tempo, it would be going like this. Without the pedal. The pedal kind of washes that sound together, which achieves a really nice effect. And so, in a full tempo, slowed down, if that makes sense, I'm going to play it as if, how I play it full tempo with the touch, that pearly sound. It would be like this. I'm not going up and down by any means. I'm just releasing the keys quicker so I get that little bit of space in between. So let's visit back to the Chopin Nocturne. Again, this I'm going to just play a little bit of space in between the keys. And so it creates that light touch. So just almost a staccato, not quite. I think that really changed my life when I figured that out, and not really, it wasn't my discovery, it was just kind of something I discerned from Pariahs playing, who has just been so influential. And so I hope that can be of help to anyone playing really any piece that needs a light, quick touch. I mean, you can do it anywhere. You could do it in a little Mozart sonata. Like last week I demonstrated the C major. A lot of people play that. So for example, if you want your scales in the second line to be lighter, see how much lighter that is than this? And it sounds way more magical. People can hear every single note. So again, just a really light touch, put a little bit of space in between the keys, and you'll achieve that Pearly sound. I hope this has been informative today. Email me with any questions you have or other video requests. My email is josh@joshwrightpiano.com, and thanks for joining me today.